What's up, everybody? Welcome back to your favorite wrestling podcast. It is the Monday Night Wave, baby. We back. It's WrestleMania, baby. This night one just happened. This is us live and direct, probably like, maybe an hour and some change after everything then happened. But before we get into all that, I'm going to introduce myself. I go by Jay, a.k.a. the Lonely One, a.k.a. Mr. Podbreaker, Pods and Reed, Podman Page, Powerhouse Will Pods, Jacob Fatu, that's one of the ones too. AKA Mr. Respect the Jumper. And I would be nothing without my co-host, the one, the only, the Quattro, Mr. Heroic. Please take it away from here.
When I was a boy, my father told me that good men are hard to come by. And in my line of work, I cannot find that statement more true. So, today I do have the honor and the privilege to introduce who I deem as a good man. He is the wild card. He is the king of gorgeous. He is Mr. Sexy Ass Lottery. He is hero.
And I am he, and I'm glad to be back, baby. And just like John Cena, I also sold my soul to Mr. Mouse, which is why we just got that amazing Wilson Fisk cameo. Thank you, Mr. Fisk. I must say, even though I do not agree with everything you do, I want to say I support you unwarrantedly. I have to say I support you, even though you do have a criminal past, but we will not talk about that. I think you're a great mayor for New York. Thank you so much for that introduction. But hey, you guys, I told you, Mr. Mouse, he's trying to get us those Disney dollars. But all right, I'm glad to be back. But of course, I'm not alone. It's the trifecta, it's the triangle of truth.
The parallels with Wilson
Bro, I caught it. I caught it. Nigga, I didn't know he was talking about Wilson Fisk or nigga.
Okay. DJT, you know what I'm saying? So, wow. Because that was close.
Hey, it's I mean, I just finally started watching Daredevil, so I'm catching up. But it seems like it's reflecting real life. I don't know. I'm just now catching up though. But thank you, Mr. Mouse, again for the cameo.
That is on my list of things to watch. I definitely got to start
it's
it
fire.
here soon.
Definitely finish that. It's fire.
Yeah. I started episode 1 the other day. But anyway, your intro.
But with that, it's your boy DT, the clairvoyant one, the foreseer, truth teller, the secret WWE booker himself. Yes, that's right. Hear all of my booking before it ever comes to light on television, right here on the Monday Night Wave. That's right. It is the OTC, the other co-host, DT. What's happening?
He's on the writing. He gets paid to write people, so it just takes him a while for the ideas to come out. Like I said before, he get like a Psyduck migraine, and that's when everything come to him. So
he's like Jean Grey. Or the Invisible Woman in the cartoon. I can't hold the shield.
Yeah, he get a nosebleed every time he get a premonition.
Hey, y'all hating. I don't like it.
Fuck, that is funny.
That's crazy.
All right, yo, we got some news to get into. It kind of kicks off with I don't like the word PR nightmare, but just PR tornado, fire tornado. It just went off. You don't know why people were saying things that they were saying. We kick off with like Nick Khan throwing some shots and, throwing, what he believes is true. He talks about how he believes that WWE is the underdog. He says that, we always felt that people underestimate us and that we're looked down upon and we like it that way. We want you to bet against us. Now, when he said this, I didn't look at this in the terms of like wrestling. I looked at it in the terms of like sports and business. I believe that the NBA, NFL may look at WWE a completely different way. Like you're just not like part of like their league. If he's talking about this in the aspect of wrestling, this nigga's lying his ass off. But in the aspect of like real world, like, soccer, NFL, NBA, I can see how they can look at WWE like, get the fuck out of here. He also says some things about, Tony, about the ownership of AEW, where he respects the father, the billionaire father who funds everything. Kind of just, little brother and, TK over there. Let's see what else we got in here. We got the quote that he doesn't bench players, that he doesn't believe that they bench people over in WWE. That one kind of got a stir, where people are bringing up like Omos and Andrade and people that are not being used in WWE. I think the quote in particular was that we don't sign people just to sign them and then bench them. Which, if that is, how he looks at it, I could also see that being a direct shot at AEW. You do sign Miro, you don't use them. You sign Danhausen, you don't use them. Like, there are plenty of talent that does get signed, and we just like, what the fuck happened, Camille? We don't know what the fuck is going on with Camille. So, fair shots indeed. Then we get into
you know what it kind of reminds me of. And this was, I was a little young, but you remember when I think it was the Source Awards when Suge Knight got on they won, and he's like, if you don't want a producer dancing in your records, on the background of your records, come to Death Row. That's kind of what
Death Row.
That's kind of
all in the videos.
all in the videos.
Yeah, that's kind of what it reminds me of. Okay.
It was definitely some of that. It was just interesting because it's WrestleMania week. Why the fuck do we care about what TK is doing or AEW in general? But that's his business, and you don't shoot shots. And if I'm looking at it correctly, that's where the most eyes are going to happen. And not saying Tony didn't do some some not fucked up shit, but just some shots.
Yeah, no,
with the airports.
I'm the only con in town. Or he called him a con man.
He called him a con man last year. In particular, last year was the WWE's the Harvey Weinstein quote that happened.
Okay, keep it a buck. Yep. We're the Pepsi of wrestling. And
no, for sure.
Is the Harvey
was a wild
Weinstein.
Comment. Wild fucking comment. Yeah. And we talked about that too. But we saw that this year, like, he bought ad space in the airport.
Which is smart, though. I mean,
it's smart.
I mean, there's indie shows we talked about it, like during WrestleMania, like a bunch of indie shows, everyone's like in the city, so yeah, it makes sense since they're not having a show like in Vegas or in Nevada. It makes sense to buy some ad space. To me, that's not petty at all. To me, that makes sense. Like, if GCW or all these other random shows, Bloodsport, all that stuff could happen in the same vicinity, which is what happens in during WrestleMania season, makes sense. It's like, all right, well, just so you know, I got a billboard right there. It's cool. To me that's very easy, fair game.
That was fair.
Yeah, easy, fair game to me.
In not so fair news, we find out that not find out, but we kind of alluded to already. But Trips supports Trump. We find out that Roman also supports Trump. There's a couple quotables in here. I won't get too in detail with it and whatnot. I think one of the ones that popped out to me was H saying that he likes Trump's ability, like him or hate him, the way he does it, but he's charismatic in so many ways, and I think he likes getting under people's skin, generating heat, right? And I sat there and I was like, this man's affecting millions of people's lives, and generating heat is a terrible term to use. This nigga's not ready he's not preparing for a babyface turn. There's nobody coming out here to get him off the mic for promos and shit like that. Like, using wrestling terms while people are going through real life shit and, can't buy groceries and shit like that, is a little insensitive to me. We don't got to stay here too long, but, that's just kind of how I felt about it.
Wild statement. I do understand the analogy or what he's how he's trying to compare it. To me, it's one of those things, and this is not an insult, but obviously athletes and sports people, they're not the smartest mind. So then when they try to talk about smart things in politics, it always, to me, sounds kind of dumb. It's just not smart. And he's on multiple times, and I feel like we talked about him particularly multiple times, him just saying the wrong thing at the wrong time, like the I don't see color thing or whatever. But yeah, I have to agree. The honest, out of all the things that he said, the most egregious part was essentially trying to downplay is he's being a heel. He's being a good heel. Yeah. And it's no, he's being a terrible human being. But yeah, sure. Yeah. I don't know. Like that's kind of all I have to say about it. I guess.
It's like niggas being taxed like crazy. Niggas, we got tariffs and shit. You talking about heels? Ain't that a bitch in heat? Romans was a little more interesting because people didn't expect it, and I don't like the fact that this is how he aligns, but it was funny to me to see people's like the veil get pulled from people. Where like as soon as like somebody displays like what they publicly like, you kind of like are not attracted to them anymore. I've seen a lot of that on like the internet, and I found that really fucking funny. But one of the quotes for Roman was, in particular, one person was giving us information, one person was answering questions, so it wasn't that hard. I support our president. Trump is one of those guys where he's got a vast history and vast background. He's been in entertainment. He's been in big business politics. At this point, I'm supporting a bright future for our country, positive and competent leadership. Once again, I don't know what you're talking about, my boy. I got nothing. Nothing from Mr. Resident OTC member. Nothing. Okay, we're moving on.
I'll just say that, or unless you're going to talk,
No.
Me, yeah. I mean, how can we take political advice from somebody who continuously gets betrayed and keeps turning his back to people? You ain't learned in 5 years, so like, what the fuck are we talking about? You repeating the same thing over and over again. But it's what it is.
Yeah. With that comment and the comment that John Cena and Triple H do, like talking about Vince, to me, all of it, like if you put it all in a bubble, is just one of those things where it's like you're saying stuff unwarranted. Like shutting the fuck up is free. Like you don't have to answer some of these questions. You don't have to say with Roman's stuff. Like his was just like it just came out the blue. Like they didn't even ask him about it. Like he just said it.
No, he just volunteered it.
Like
he just volunteered
and then with the other stuff, it's like I don't know. It's information that we don't need to know. And it sucks that we do live in a timeline or, in a world where it's like it sucks to see our heroes might not align with the stuff that we align, and then trying to, trying to like look past it so you can still be entertained, or like if you listen to listen to Chris Brown still, or listen to R. Kelly still, or whatever. Like there's people that try to like distance the person's actions against versus their art or whatever. So it's just one of those things where you kind of have to like people don't like. I personally don't want to have to do that. I just rather be completely ignorant to know like
completely.
But it's also one of those things where people who live in those particular tax brackets, most of them are going to lean towards the right. So it's not that surprising to me. It wasn't like the craziest bombshell, but to me the bombshell was just like, why is this coming out? Like, why are you even saying it?
The amount of see, this is why you can't just arbitrarily invite people to the cookout when they're not black. Like them niggas ain't niggas. They not niggas. They not. We do not know none of these people. They are not black. Shit, sometimes depending on the date. Never mind. That's going too far. Anyway.
Yeah, but
they not like
crowd,
us
not today.
because they not like us. All right, it is what it is.
But most of them do have black wives and black children, so that's
also kind of crazy.
That's
too.
why
I wasn't gonna go there.
No, I'm just saying that that's
why I stopped.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's why some of the internet. I'm not saying I agree with them. I'm just saying that's why some of the internet is making those jokes or those kind of comments or whatnot. That's.
Listen,
it ain't that deep, you guys. Like, unless he's wearing a red hat and doing some Kanye stuff, I'm just gonna watch the TV show. So I don't know.
Yeah, just don't stop putting your hopes into these people and expect them to be good individuals, especially if you didn't see anything like publicly beforehand. As we're talking about the bad shit, Seth and Punk both came out and had great fucking responses to that, right? We saw, I don't know if Punk particularly touched on politics, but he touched on like Hogan and how he feels about Hulk Hogan and whatnot, and how Hogan may have treated him right and done right by him, but he has done hurtful things to other people, and for that reason, like, I can't really align myself with them. Perfect.
That was Seth.
That was Seth. And then
that was Seth. Yeah.
And then Punk did touch on politics when on the Ringer show with Kazim or I don't know the brother's name. Sorry, Kaz. Yeah, he did touch on politics. Like, what? I'm just supposed to quit my job because one person because people on the internet is saying my job is MAGA. Like, You don't know the stuff that I donate to. You don't know what I do behind the scenes. And like, he's been publicly an ally as well, such as like Sammy, publicly ally, Seth, public ally. So it's one of those things where also like people are on the internet, they want you to do something that they'll never do in real life. Like, go stand up to your boss and quit your job and like do all this stuff. And it's like, look, I can't control what Triple H is doing. If he wants to be behind Linda McMahon and say something about like, that's cool, whatever. That doesn't have nothing to do with me and performing my particular art, you know? And then you want me to quit for like some social protests that, I don't know. It's all performative shit. It's performative. Bro, it's performative.
It's mad performative. People won't check their parents, but you want to check Roman Reigns? Like, check the people around you. Hold other people around you accountable. Y'all still got people in family that you may be talking to, maybe in your house that you live with, that you know don't align with that shit. And you want to check Roman Reigns and Triple H? Like, all right, bro. Like, I guess. Stop looking at these niggas like they're heroes, bro.
I will say this, and this is my tinfoil hat right here. But I do think, and I'm not the only person that says this, so I wouldn't say this is an original idea, but I do think with the merger of TKO and with the current election, there is, at least it feels like there's a small rollout to leans more to that side, to that UFC side, to where like, because they showed Dana White twice tonight. You didn't have to show him twice. You know, like, you know, you keep adding, you know, the Tony Hinchcliffes and the Kill Tonys or whatever, whatever. So it's like, it does seem like they are kind of leaning towards trying to get that side to also watch the product type of thing. It may be, so I don't know, maybe that's why it's being more open. Maybe that's why they didn't decide to celebrate Black History Month, you know, or like, maybe, I don't know, like maybe there's some reasons why they're doing these random ass things that they're doing, but I don't think it's going like full MAGA or anything. I think they're just trying to get the right with them too. Like, they're trying to make as much money as possible. We got the kids, we got some of the ladies, we got the men 18 to 45. All right, well, we got to get some of these right wingers too. So, you know, let's add UFC to it or some shit.
I don't think it's a try. I think they're already there. Yeah. But to get out of this, slight touch. We already talked about John Cena doubling down his love for Vince. You know, he says he doesn't care who hears it. He loves Vince and whatnot. He's not downplaying anything that needs to be said or downplaying the allegations. Okay. We saw that Triple H shout out Vince, or gave Vince a segment in his Hall of Fame speech. I'm not pressed about what Triple H has said. I listened to it. I understand it. I know the world is like, fuck Vince, and rightfully so. Do whatever you want and be how or feel how you want to feel. I do understand the aspect of like trying to shout out the guy who led you to this position of, you know, success. And got a pretty solid reaction from the people in the audience as well too. As far as like Cena, like we've already known, he once again didn't need to double down for any reason. We've known how he felt about it. It was just very random and odd to like keep volunteering information. Once again, you don't have to say anything.
Yeah, you don't have to say nothing.
Getting out of that, though, out of all the news and whatnot, briefly want to touch on Fire Dynamite this week. AEW had a great show. Athena and Mercedes had a great fucking opening match. Kenosuke and Ospreay also fucking killed it. Touching in AEW, looks like Mariah may have a contract coming up. We don't know. She put out the picture that she is currently still in AEW, which is what the case may be, but the rumors are that she may be coming over.
Don't drop the ball, Tony. Don't drop the ball.
Unless you want to leave, and there's no ball that can be dropped if she wants to go.
Yeah, if she's always been a fan, and like that's her dream. Like sometimes there's no amount of zeros that can stop you from going. I will say that it's funny if you look at all the people that switch sides from AEW to WWE. It's mostly women, and I think that's a interesting thing. It seems like women are more likely to take the risk of trying to not quote unquote run from the grind and try to like get themselves up, build themselves up popular, or make themselves popular. I mean, there are men too, like there's the Ethan Page, the Ethan Pages, the Ricky Starks and you know, Pentas and whatnot. But like when you think about like Jade, you know, Stephanie, she could have signed with AEW, but she's like, and she chose to go to NXT. Like they gave her the option to go to the main roster. So anyway, I just think it's a funny or interesting thing. I would like to see a study on that, low-key.
I think
it's because it's because the best women wrestle in WWE.
I think they're presented a lot better in WWE. I feel like they look like stars. Everybody has entrances. You know, you pay attention to the women's division a lot in WWE, and opportunities may be a little bit bigger. That's just how I look at it. Getting out of that, AEW announced its collab show in Mexico City with CMLL on June 18th. I think it's AEW, ROH, and CMLL. With that, we also found out.
Wait. Sorry. Give me the date and where it's at one more time.
It's in Mexico.
June 18th, Mexico City.
Okay.
I
think you're about to hit it on the next point, but go ahead.
Yeah.
WWE
acquires AAA. AAA have their collab show with NXT. NXT and AAA Worlds Collide on June 7th. And I believe that's also in Mexico, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it's
Los. Or no, LA. It's in LA. It's in LA. LA. Yeah.
The key inform. Yeah.
So it's in LA. Kind of briefly went over that, but yeah, AAA gets acquired by WWE. That was announced today. I don't know a lot about AAA besides the little bit that I do know based off of the research I did about certain wrestlers. I do know about Vikingo, who was at Mania today. Vikingo is fucking fire.
Yeah, he's been on AEW.
Crazy fucking talented. Times. It's been AEW. He's fucking dope. I know about their brief history of turmoil between CMLL, but that's not really talking points today. And Rio, Alberto Del Rio, is also a part of AAA, and I think he's their world champion right now. So nothing too crazy that I know. I have no bad information. I have no good information. I'm just kind of waiting to see how this operates. I wonder if, since they're acquiring, are we going to get WWE Mexico? Do they stay AAA down there? What's going to be the branding? What does that look like? You have Mexico NXT? The opportunities are a little are endless with that. Do y'all have any expectations of what y'all want to see or anything that y'all thinking about?
I do, but I can't formulate them in my head right now. But I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I have no expectations right now because like you said, there's so many different routes to go. I don't think AAA is going to change per se. It might be, I feel like it might be what they're doing with TNA, but maybe a little more in depth. But yeah, I don't know. Who knows? I'm kind of want to see this play out because obviously with the IWC, the first thing is instant doom and gloom, where it's monopolizing and whatnot. Which is a possibility and something to think about, but I don't know if it's going to be that dark. So yeah, but I also don't know I'm gonna just say I don't know. I kind of agree with you that there's a lot of possibilities. I did see Conan make a tweet because because AAA did have a relationship with AEW, then there was some falling out. So we'll see, but which is why AEW switched to CMLL. Mm-hmm. So it's very interesting that now AAA is working with with WWE and that the shows are literally a week apart. I don't know. It's all interesting.
Oh, for sure.
It reminds me of how Hollywood. It's you have a Bug's Life, then I'm gonna drop Ants, or you have that one.
No, for sure.
You have that one White House movie with Jamie Foxx. Well, I'm gonna drop mines with Jared Butler. Gerard Butler. So.
Yeah, I can see that. It's very Universal Studios and Disney, we have the same kind of repertoire, or DreamWorks Pixar.
Yeah, you got Armageddon. Well, I got Deep Impact. We're good.
For sure. My concern.
That's a good one.
They all came out
my concern is buyouts, right? Because you can't acquire an entire company and then bring everybody over. That's not going to happen. Even when they got WCW, there was contracts that didn't want to come over. There's contracts that they just let go. Do we have and I'm thinking about this from the typical form of a buyout, is that let's say they don't do anything in Mexico. Do they have the space to bring people over in NXT and main roster and stuff like that? Are we worried about being too overpopulated? I remember DT saying a while back that let's focus on the stars that we have already here. With acquiring a whole new company, more people are coming over, which means more people are going to look for spots. WWE just acquired AAA. If you don't think there's any Hispanic...
Oh, my bad.
My bad.
No,
if you don't think there's any Hispanic talent that wants to come over, you're dead wrong. There's a lot of Hispanic talent that would love to be in WWE. So people are gonna start showing out, like for sure.
Let's real quick. I'm gonna ask you guys a couple questions. Exclude obviously Triple H. Exclude Shawn Michaels. Who is the next person that we know of that is a booker or could be potentially in charge of creative at a mass scale in WWE?
That's a good question.
Paul Heyman.
That's a very good. TJ.
Okay.
I don't think he has experience of booking matches, but like Paul Heyman's used to book SmackDown and Raw at some point. They could always ask Eric Bischoff if they want, but anyway.
Okay. Yeah, that's potentially a possibility. So we're seeing the pipeline be strengthened, right? So you have obviously at the end or the finish line, you have the main roster, which is WWE. A step down from that is NXT. A step down from that is LFG.
Yeah, LFG.
Nope.
Evolve.
LFG. A step down from that is Evolve, and then a step down from that would be WWE ID, right? So you got 5 stops essentially within this company, and if you're talking about expanding and making wrestling global, we already know they have tried. I don't know what the update has been, but they've tried to, expand wrestling in countries like India and the UK, etc. Right? Because we had NXT UK, right? So now you're talking about them acquiring AAA and then potentially buyouts, etc. Is there a way to create, which is possible, depending on what their operational talent pipeline looks like? They can create an NXT Mexico or NXT West and start another quote unquote stationary territory that builds up through the pipeline. So now you have potentially 6 different ways, not even including what is it called, NIL, right? Because they do the NILs where they go campus to campus and find D1 athletes that maybe didn't make the team and want to try out for WWE. So they have those tryouts. They host them. They do a college run every year. So like you have these 5 to 6 different pipelines of ways to attract, build, and then grow your own talent and push them through the pipeline so you can extend the life of WWE. So me thinking about you, we'll probably touch on it later, but thinking about Roman saying he's probably only got 2 WrestleManias, 3 WrestleManias left. We got Seth, who just talked about he's towards the end of his career. We know AJ Styles said he's done at 50. Cena said he's done after this year. You have these icons that have carried the business for 10, 12 years, etc. You're trying to replace those spots as you move people up the pipeline. So how do you replace the spots of the people that are taking those spots?
Right.
And I think that's what this is.
I like your idea of like an NXT West. I think that's really cool, really kind of like fun to play with. As far as like running them as like a Raw SmackDown kind of thing, where you have 2 NXT brands of just developmental, because WWE is a big enough company to where they could do that. I think the issue that we just described is exactly what people are afraid of, which is monopolizing, which is like, just taking over, just erasing AAA entirely, and it's just WWE West NXT. However, going back to what I said before, I do like that idea a lot. I think that'd be really fucking hard to have a West Coast version of NXT and an East Coast version of NXT. To me, just real quick before we check, there's a way, and this is if you choose to do it the right way, but to me, there's a way that you choose, like, you can do it the right way. You have whoever the presidents and actual GMs, not like the GM TV roles, but the actual presidents and GMs of AAA still on the board or still a part of that creative process, still a part of putting on the shows because they know the talent they already have. You bring WWE heads over, see what they got. Okay, teach them the WWE way of wrestling, give them the presentation, give them
the ability to do the promos, etc. And then that's how you do it, as opposed to just bringing over somebody from WWE, wiping everybody out, and then being like, all right, this is whatever the next iteration.
Yeah. Getting out of that, quick little question. Rusev is confirmed to return to WWE. Are we excited? How do we feel, people? Just a quick yay, nay. Rusev Day coming back. Indifferent?
Yeah, I'm indifferent. I'm fine with it. We'll see. Because the mid card on SmackDown could use some work, and there could always be a couple more extra dudes on NXT to help with some stuff. So,
bet. All right, night one, Mania kickoff. Show opens up, and we see that Triple H is out there to introduce us again with Mania. Do we have anything about that? Y'all just cool? We ready to just jump into the match? I have nothing to say about that.
Yeah, I'm ready to jump into it. To me, it's an internet thing where it's like, why is Triple H always coming out and thanking people?
Like, he's the host.
Who gives a shit? It's Triple H.
That's what he's supposed to do.
I will pop any time in here. It's Triple H. Like, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, let's get to the show.
Jey Uso. Yeet Man coming is out the crowd, like looking legit. Love the gear he had on. Took him a minute to get down there because Saban's big as fuck. Yeah. Gunther's entrance is fire. I love the visual representation of Gunther. He looked like final boss like level. As far as match goes, I don't really got too much that I was like, oh damn, this is dope. I do like they had a sequence where they're trading chops and like fists, like Jay was going through elbows and Gunther doing chops and whatnot, which I thought was really fucking hard. Jay powerbombing Gunther, which I don't think I've ever seen Jay do a goddamn powerbomb. What do y'all got? Before we get to the finish, I want to see what everybody else's opinions were or thoughts on these matches were.
I thought it was a fine match. I would say I was whelmed. To me, this is I feel like their Saturday Night Main Event was better. Or no, I think the IC match that they had, the first IC match to me was like just heat. It was a fine match though. No complaints. I liked that Jay showed a little more arsenal. The ending was surprising, but also if you know Gunther's history, which DT like shared it in our group chat, like he's lost to that before to someone like Ilya with was it the rear naked choke or whatever. So, but yeah, the ending was surprising. But I don't know. To me, it wasn't underwhelming, but it wasn't overwhelming, or it wasn't like a banger, but it wasn't underwhelming either. To me, it was cool. It was a fine match. It was a good opener to me.
What you got, DT?
Ditto. Like, I'm not like, this is what we wanted. This is what I'll speak for me. This is what I wanted. I wanted Jay to win. He's been over since Backlash France. They've been building him. He's done everything he's supposed to do. I don't know how long he holds on to it, honestly, but that's pretty much it. I should have asked this in pre-prod, but I wanted to play the 2 minutes of Paul Heyman undressing the internet community about Jey Uso, but that's up to y'all.
I don't know how it sounds, but whatever.
It's up to you. Yay, nay. It's cool.
Nah, it's cool.
All right, cool. All right. Anyway, so I'm fine with it. Like I think again at the end of the day, the internet is a small voice. It doesn't represent the totality of the wrestling community because obviously the entire arena was yeeting for the first 10 minutes of his entrance. So it's a dub. It's a win.
What I got to say is that I feel just like y'all. About average. Wasn't nothing crazy. Didn't expect nothing crazy. I do have questions about, like, I don't feel like the match like fully utilized all the emotional potential that the promos beforehand it gave us. Like with the way that, Jimmy got beat down, the slap in the hallway. Like there's just multiple moments where I felt like there should have been a lot more emotion from Jay in this. Especially because I guess I was looking for Crash Out Jay. The submission surprised me because it's not in Jay's bag. nor was it explained to us throughout like stories or promos that he was going to add more to his game. Like if the conversation between him and Jimmy in the hall was like, hey, you need to add more to your bag or your repertoire to get Gunther, that would have made a lot more sense. Like, oh my God, he picked up a sleeper, and that's how he got him out of here. Other than that, like it was solid. I did like the fact that Jimmy came out afterwards and like, you know, they had their moment, which was really dope because they came in together. You know, it's a big moment for both of them. Outside of that, though, no, okay. It's Jay's world champion. Cool.
Before we go on, exclude Gunther. Who's his next opponent? Obviously, Gunther could probably do a rematch at Backlash, but exclude that. Who's his next opponent?
I'm gonna go wild card, and okay. I'm gonna say, just me fantasy booking. I think it'd be dope to do like to fight your brother. Like I think not on some like heel shit, but just on some like let me be the first one to challenge you. I want to fight you for your belt. I think that would be kind of like a retcon of the Mania match, I believe, and they could actually get like fully a good amount of time to like, you know, let's just do this 1-on-1 and let's just see how this works. That's what I think would be kind of cool.
I'm with that.
I would like to see that. I think Sammy's a possibility, and so yeah, I think the Gunther rematch is a possibility. I think the Sammy thing is a possibility. I think the Jimmy is a possibility because I'm trying to think of who the big heels are on Raw right now. And yeah, man, maybe the winner of the main event. That might be where it leads to.
Oh, you mean of night one?
Yeah, the winner of this main event tonight. It might lead to that at some point.
If it does, and Jay still has the belt, I guarantee you that match is going to be a no finish.
Yes.
It's going to be a no finish based on what happened tonight. But, yeah.
New Day versus War Raiders. Tag match.
Thank God it's a new day.
Yes, it is.
To be fair, this was a cool match. It was a solid match. It was just a match that probably should have been on Raw.
It could have been on Raw. It didn't need to be on this card.
It was, yeah.
I hate to regurgitate what the internet has been saying, but the SmackDown Tag Team division has been putting on for SmackDown. Like they've been the most, besides like the Jade Naomi stuff, and the Cody stuff every once in a while. Like they have been the most interesting part of SmackDown has been that tag team division. And the fact that we are getting the TLC, which I will like to say I did call, the fact that they're going to give that to us post Mania on a SmackDown it's kind of infuriating when we got this normal ass match. Even though the first match ended with the DQ, so theoretically this should have been like a street or not a street fight because we're already getting it. It could have been a weapons match or some bullshit just to make it a little more exciting. But yeah, no, the match quality itself though was fine. But yeah, no, this could have been a main event on Raw and it would have been fine. Everyone would have been happy with that too. But you know, the right team won. I think it was the New Day win. Spoiler, but. Yeah, I think the right team won. I think this is an easy reset because we talked about it. Like, even though the Viking Raiders or War Raiders are great, they didn't work that much because of how banged up they are. So to me, like the way I see this title change is the way I see when LA retook it from Shinsuke. Like, he's like, you guys put it on a group. Everyone liked it, but the reign was not hitting, and the characters weren't getting as over because they weren't being presented that way, honestly. But
properly, yeah. So
it was kind of time to like reset. Like you can trust the New Day, like we know the New Day, like, and they can put on a banger with pretty much almost anybody. I think it was I think it was a good reset, very similar to when LA recaptured the US from Shinsuke.
Yep, exactly. What you got, DT?
They shouldn't have put this on Mania if it wasn't going to be storyline driven. That's it. Like, you put this on Mania, the obvious thought process, and that's probably why they didn't do it, because it's quote-unquote obvious, but you would think there would be Big E involvement somehow. Not to say he had to get physical, but he could have came out, been a distraction, whatever, and the New Day could have still won. But it just could have been something.
A piece of the story being progressed.
Yeah, just putting it on Mania to put it on Mania. It's cool.
Yeah, the way they ran out with them belts was like somebody was there. They got the pin and just took off.
Well, they ran out because they cheated.
Yeah, they cheated.
Well, I saw that. Yeah.
And they're
but it was like, oh shit, they booked, bro. I ain't never seen somebody run up the ramp that goddamn fast. Kof was gone.
Yeah.
Jade versus Naomi.
Fellas, what do y'all think?
Okay, that was Loader's question. I'll go first. I thought it was fine. The wrong person won. I'll say that. I think Naomi should have won.
Agree.
Based on all the character stuff. But I feel like this proves, because we had this conversation multiple times, like Naomi's one of those people that can give you a good match. You just have to do your part. Like, was this a 5-star banger? No, but Jade, she wrestled, like the match was fine. It was solid. Mania caliber, sure not, but story wise, absolutely. Based off of also what DT just said, like story wise, this was a Mania caliber match. This was 2 black women. It's the first women on woman feud that didn't involve a title in like 19 years. They gave them some time. There was no crazy like botches. I think it was a solid match. I was happy to see that black girl, that black woman magic. There was some cool ass spots. That X Factor spot was dope.
Great spot.
That reversal that Naomi did on the top rope was dope. That power bomb that Jade did, that like whatever, I don't even know what to call it. That shit was fire.
Catching her in midair, and
like,
pushing her directly into
that shit was heat.
Standing, yeah.
I like Naomi's music. I like that rock music. And I've been liking the gear. I think it's fire. I think the story continues, so that's why I'm not like super tripping on who the winner is, because I think the story continues. And last thought. I think Jade she still has to work on like her facials when she's selling, because there was like a couple times where like she's selling that she got hit in the mouth, but like it doesn't look like you got hit. Like you're not selling like you got hit in the mouth. It just, I don't know. You're just like holding your face, but it's like your face looks normal. I don't know. It's weird. She still kind of has to work on her facial selling like you got hurt. And but other than that, that's a small nitpick. To me, the match was solid. Black excellence is how I feel about it. So
I agree that the match was solid. I feel like with Jade's progression, slight bits, not nothing like drastic, but because like most of the spots that Jade did were just, orchestrated like high moment spots. Like we talked about the electric chair drop, the bulldog, we talked about the power bomb, her catching her and whatnot. These are just spots that are like, damn, that was a crazy spot. As far as like her ability to navigate and direct and whatnot, I didn't really see a lot of that.
Well, she definitely was going to call the match.
No, but at least like just the tango works both ways, right. But Naomi looked fucking amazing, both gear wise and selling, and the level of intensity for Naomi. I love the fact that the glow is kind of gone, and like we got this whole chaos theme or caution theme. I feel like that's going to translate a lot better with her, no matter who you put her against. Like, let's say we pass Jade, and now she has the caution tape with like Liv or the caution gears. Like, now whenever you see Naomi, a crash out may happen. Like, she can take anybody out. I will agree that I also thought that Naomi should have won, but like Hero said, I don't think that the story is done. I had no issues with this. At this point in time in my notes, I said this was the best match up until that point. I like this one better than Jey and Gunther. I like this better than the tag match. So up until that point, they had the crown for sure.
I didn't. We haven't talked about this yet, but this was one of the matches where I noticed that the crowd. I don't know, the crowd was kind of ass tonight. There was a couple times where
was buns.
They turn up for the US match and they turn up for the main event, but like every other match, the crowd was just like kind of cheeks, yo. Yeah.
You pay too much money to not be making some noise.
Too much
like,
money to look cool.
I saw what them tickets was pushing, nigga. You
stop trying to look cool,
bro.
Be a
have
fan.
Fun, yeah.
Yes,
fun.
bro. You don't go to the Beyonce concert just to sit there and like take pictures, nigga. You out there like
watch her sing, nigga. You sing. It's live karaoke, nigga. Sing with her. Yeah. Like,
I think that's the thing too, is that they, like I said it before, like I think they just priced out some of their real diehard fans, because real fans is going up, bro. The people who are invested watching week to week, they are going to be up there screaming and yelling and whatnot. Granted, it was in Vegas. Granted, they were outside and people were probably probably, drinking beforehand. So I understand, the aspect of
Well, the roof is
alcohol, sun.
It's a covered stadium now, so y'all can.
It's still hot as fucking Vegas.
Yeah,
Just like the overall atmosphere. People are also been up since like fucking forever. I heard that the Hall of Fame didn't get over to like 5 a.m., 6 a.m., which is like crazy, going from 1 to 6 a.m. People are just, exhausted. But either way, we ain't testing them European crowds anytime soon. DT, what was your thoughts on the match?
They brought over the Roman champ, but
yeah, they did.
I think it's shit. Of course, right when it's my turn, I got to sneeze. I think it's.
It was only 72 degrees today. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, sorry to interrupt because I have Vegas already on my weather thing. Anyway,
I think.
Bless you.
First of all the points you guys said, I agree with. Obviously, looks like we all picked Naomi to win, but I think it's slightly disingenuous for the two of you to say that the match was fine when your hopes weren't that high for Jade in that situation. She didn't fuck up. So to me, that's a leg up. She had great spots. I think just saying the match was fine is a little disingenuous. Now, granted, to me, I agree with you, Lorna. You said that it was the best match up until that point, which I think I skeeted or tweeted that or whatever the case as well. But I just think saying it was fine was a little disingenuous.
Well, yeah, I'm not trying to be disingenuous. I don't want to. I don't know if. See, I don't want to say that they were ball. I mean, to me, it was a good match. Like, I feel like Naomi was clearly doing her thing and like making this. Maybe carrying's wrong. I don't mean fine to be disingenuous, but I do see what you're saying. I don't know. To me, it was a good match. Like, I don't like because the way I saw the internet react to it, it made it seem like it was almost a stinker. At least half of it. But also, like, I'm not going to be.
That's not what I saw.
Okay, well, yeah, well, I'm not going to like say it's a. To me, it wasn't a banger, but it wasn't a bad match either. It was just. It's how I felt about it's how I felt about the opener. Like it was a good match.
Yeah. It's third on my list of like matches this entire night. So I guess I can't say fine, but it was good. Like I enjoyed the match. I would definitely rewatch that match. And my points, I still were seeing, talking my points and whatnot about like just seeing more from Jade. But it was a great fucking match or a good match that they had. Like I said, there's only 2 other matches, so they did well.
No, there was more matches. There was more too.
It felt like there was 7. I think.
No. 2 matches above it. My bad. I have 2 matches above this match.
Yeah.
Speaking of the other matches, Jacob Fatu, LA Knight.
This was a surprise banger. Yes, the right person won. Surprise banger. Like this was the only match until the main event that got the crowd like legitimately like super fucking into it. Like you heard that crowd,
I like this.
Like that crowd, like they were like it was split. There was LA Knight, there was Fatu's, like there was no shenanigans. LA Knight was like LA Knight. WrestleMania LA Knight is a different type of LA Knight. He's LeBron with the black mask. Like LA Knight. WrestleMania LA Knight is different. No slip in, no nothing. Bro, that midair BFT was fucking heat.
Out of the moonsault.
It was so heat, bro.
That shit was fire. That shit was
fire. Yeah, no, okay. First of all, let's start from the beginning real quick. The Fatu's entrance, that mask, fire. I need that immediately. His shimmy, he was hitting that shit, bro. He was hitting that shit. I was doing that shit in the kitchen, bro. He was hitting that shit, bro. And then LA Knight with the Maserati, that shit was fire.
Fire.
Yeah, man. But the match was that. After the women's match that we just talked about, that was the match of the night. Until the triple threat, that match was fine. Like that was the loudest match. Like if anyone rewatches it, that like the crowd was the loudest for that match until the main event. Like they were fucking bawling. Fatu had his cardio in check. Like he didn't look gassed. Like match was heat. I enjoyed it. Like
moonsault after moonsault, hip attacks. Like just pop up some own drops. Like it was fire. LA Knight and the Maserati in the entrance, like it. The match was solid. I think we just seen besides the crazy BFT moonsault, we've seen renditions of this before. You know, this is typical Jacob Fatu things and whatnot. Not taking anything away from that. Right, dude won. I do think that Jacob Fatu is the choice to win this. I don't think Jacob Fatu is going to lose his belt anytime soon. He's going to go on a fucking tear.
I just hope they have opponents for him because the mid card, like SmackDown mid's card, is really, really lacking. Like I said, like the tag division has been carrying it. It's like,
how do you not make him look too OP? Like,
well, he's already
OP beforehand.
He's already been looking OP, but we can't see him fight Braun again. I don't want to see him fight LA Knight again. It's like you got to give him Melo at some point, but people are gonna be upset that Melo loses. But like, you got to add more people. Like, throw Apollo Crews in there. We're about to get Aleister Black back at some point. Maybe that's a good match for Rusev. I don't know, but like you got to add more people to this division because this division has literally just been Braun, Fatu, Carmelo, Andrade, and LA Knight, and then that's 5 people, and then 3 of those people were fighting all together for months. And then
Jimmy,
Jimmy,
Big Jim,
now he's a part of it, but then
Solo,
he had to get taken away to like help Jay's story. So like we'll see when he gets back to it, but. Which that will be a fire match, Jimmy versus Fatu. I feel like that's easy to call.
I think we always talk about how he's OP. What is Jacob Fatu's vulnerability? What would you think is like the weak spot for Jacob Fatu? Like, if you had to like create one, choose one, like, is it the fact that he's too reckless? Like, you can lose sight of that.
His vulnerability is time. That's it.
Yeah.
They're trying to suppress him.
You gotta wear
That's
him
his
down.
vulnerability.
You gotta gas him out. You gotta run around circles.
The company is trying to hold him back. That is his vulnerability.
That, for sure.
But no,
like,
his first loss is probably going to come to a distraction and a schoolboy. And niggas going to be mad, but it is what it is.
I think it was I posted on Black Sky. Yeah, I guess whatever. I was like, he's relatable. He can sell. He can no sell. He can talk. He for his size, he's bouncy. He's strong as fuck. His move stick, like there's nothing he can't do to this point. His only vulnerability is that the company is literally trying to hold him back a little bit.
Keep him from blown through the roof.
I slightly disagree. I think his vulnerability is cardio. There's been plenty of times where he's been gassed. Like I don't think he's in WWE
I didn't
shape
mean
yet.
like literally. I didn't mean literally. He's talking about his character.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
But that also can play into a character-wise too, where maybe you have like a more agile luchador who he gets outpaced.
No, because if he gets too close, the nigga's dead. Like you have to have the luchador has to be able to bounce. Like let's just throw Rey Fenix. Rey Fenix would have to bounce all around the ring and not get close. The moment he gets closer, gets cornered. Technically, attribute wise, he stands no chance. He doesn't have a fucking shot.
Penta though.
Penta be fine.
Penta's on Raw. Penta's on Raw.
And this is where I was going to say something. There is a Braun Breaker. You know, we still don't know the fate of IC belt. You know, we know that shakeups usually happen after Mania and whatnot.
There is supposed to be one. We'll see if it's accurate.
So maybe you get a Braun Breaker versus Jacob Fatu.
Which they hinted at twice already. So it's bound to happen at some point.
What if he no-sells the spear?
I would check out at that point. Because that's... We're talking about Braun Breaker. Like, if he no-sold Jay Spear, I'd buy that. We're talking about Braun.
Check out.
We're talking about Braun Breaker. Like, no, you don't know sell Braun Breaker. Like, no, I'm sorry.
Braun Breaker runs the ropes, goes to spear, and Jacob he bounces off of Jacob. He
starts shimmying. Oh, nigga, I lose it. That shit would be so fucking funny.
That's when I tweet. I'm with AEW hashtag. I'm not.
You got me fucked up.
No one is selling Braun Breaker spear. Nah, bro. Anybody else? I'd be like, okay, maybe. Like anybody else, but nah, not Braun. We saw what he did to IShow. We saw what Carlito. Shit, you know, so that, bro. Like, I gotta check it. I'm sorry, my disbelief can only be so disbelieved. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey, that would be. I don't care. That would be so fire if Braun Breaker was running down the ramp full speed and he jumped and Jacob just grabbed him midair and tossed him on the other side and just started shaking. 5, 2.
Okay, if it's a counter, that's fine. Like, if he hits a counter, that's okay. But if he gets hit with it and he just wakes up and shimmies, I'm checking out. I'm checking out, bro. I'm turning on Rivals. I'm good. I'm not watching this.
Oh fuck. All right. Keep it in the realm of checking out. Grande Americano, Ray Phoenix. Now Ray Phoenix
that's a crazy transition. This nigga's cold. You one of them ones, bro. He one of them ones.
Yeah, hey, Segway King. Yeah, let's go.
Look, it is what it is. Ray Phoenix is replacing Rey Mysterio. It looks like on SmackDown yesterday that Ray got injured. So they had to quickly audible and put in Ray Phoenix. First thoughts was, this is fucking dope. Ray Phoenix and Penta get Mania moments this year. That's kind of fucking dope. I don't think you could have put that on your bingo card at the beginning of the year of them both being on Mania and having night 1, night 2 kind of like activities. As far as like as far as the night went or the match went, it was okay. It was quick audible. This is also a Raw match. It didn't really need to happen here. Just based off of like, I guess the audible, you kind of had to have the match because it's already been on the card and whatnot. It's already advertised.
It sucks that Ray got injured. I don't understand, because I was thinking about this on Monday. I was like, why is he fucking like? There's just some people who don't need to be on the card the week of just in case. Like,
not at 50.
Yeah, and with his history, like, yeah, because he was on Raw. I'm like, why is he wrestling in a match right now? Like, why even risk it? And then they fucking have a match on SmackDown, and then like the smallest random tweak, like the spot didn't even look that crazy, but he tweaked something to where obviously he couldn't wrestle. And I'm like, see, this is, I don't know, he shouldn't have been wrestling. It made no sense for him to wrestle this week.
Triple H, Tibbs, Rey Mysterio. It's the same thing. D-Rose, you weren't supposed to be in. Why are you here? Put him on the bench. We're already up by 50. We could have had Ray versus, Chad or American Grande.
I'm gonna. First of all, it's El Grande Americano. Secondly, what if they wanted to give him the night off? And he's chose not to.
That was a legit injury.
Because the last week,
with Ray, that was a legit injury.
No, I'm not saying it wasn't a legit injury. I'm saying, what if? Because I think the 2 weeks prior, I didn't see him wrestling the 2 weeks prior. Then he wrestled the week before and probably this week. Maybe he was trying to tune up and get ready, but they already weren't like making him wrestle at first. So maybe he felt like he needed to wrestle to just.
Well, they should have.
I don't know.
Too close to the show.
They should have kept it at Monday. You didn't need to do Friday. Yeah. Also, like, bro, you 50 something, bro. Like, you get stem cell shots on your knees like every other month, bro. Like, we need to protect you. Like, and this is not me. Yeah, I'm not trying to shade it. Like, but no, we got to protect your old ass, bro. You're fucking Rey Mysterio. He didn't have to wrestle two shows this week, is all I'm saying.
Why not Dragon Lee? As far as storyline and continuity of story, why not Dragon Lee?
In theory, it should have been Dragon Lee. And if I'm Dragon Lee, I'd be pissed. But D?
Maybe because of what the ending was. Because at first, I'm like, yeah, it should be Ray. Because you want to showcase. Like, I thought it was a 2-for-1. Like, you thumbing your nose at TK and you showing AEW talent, hey, like, you could get out and be on WrestleMania in 3 months. Like, that's what I was thinking. That's what I told my girl. I was like, yeah, she was like, why is he? I was like, yeah, they just thumbing their nose at TK. And then the nigga lost. And I was like, the fuck? Like, why would you do that?
Wait, hold on, nigga. That's not what the plan was.
Yeah. Like, and I wanted to say about Ray Phoenix entrance, like, when he came out, I was like, see, that's how you know they weren't prepared for this. He don't have no Tron screens, no nothing. I was like, look at this. All this shit is blacked out. And then his shit popped up. I said, oh, maybe I should just shut the fuck up and watch the show.
Yes.
But I think to answer the question, I think probably because they knew what the finish was.
Well, if that's the answer, I feel like Dragon Lee would make more sense because you wouldn't want Ray to lose a one-on-one match. But also at the same time, if you think about it, fuck the kayfabe wise, he wasn't even supposed to be on this card, right? Like he was sitting at home for, honestly, maybe even for this particular reason. Who knows? That's speculation. But he wasn't supposed to be on this card. An injury happened. He miraculously gets on this card. Yes, he takes an L, but at the end of the day, like, you used to be sitting at home. You got a Mania match, and also you didn't lose cleanly. You got cheated on twice with a weapon. I think it's fine. But if my thing is that the whole premise was that it was supposed to be a loss, then yeah, I feel like Dragon Lee should have had that spot because story wise, it makes the most sense. He's part of LWO.
Mm.
But also,
I feel like,
but I also agree with you where it's like, I think a part of it was just like, all right, well, fuck it, let's just put Phoenix on because then we could, like you said, stick your nose up to the ops, the competition, and you're like, hey, y'all come here, you could be here. Like, he was not supposed to be here.
Yeah. Like, 3 months you on WrestleMania.
So I think it's a little bit of both.
I think with doing it that way, right, where you're saying like, oh, we're sticking our thumb up at TK, but also having the luchador lose in front of the AAA people who you just bought out doesn't make it seem great either, Like,
yeah, but he ain't no AAA nigga though.
He's in his story
for sure.
He cheated
for sure. But like, you did just acquire a big luchador company. Like, oh, we just lost. You just had him lose to Grande Cappuccino over here, and welcome to WWE, niggas. Like, that's just kind of.
Well, to piggyback off of that, they showed Vikingo.
He was there,
they showed him twice.
He kicked the shit out of
Chad. Out of him, and then he also ran into the ring to help out Phoenix, who again he got hit in the head twice with a metal plate. Like, it's not a clean loss, so like I don't want to super count it. And again, he was supposed to be here. You can, I don't know. To me, it's not a bad look. And this was more than likely going to be the finish. Anyway, like Grande was going to win. Like, they're trying to pull this story out a little longer. So I mean, everyone knows or everyone suspects it's Chad Gable. My wife will not stop saying it's Chad Gable. I'm just saying I don't know because
it's not. It's not. Chad Gable.
Grande Americano.
Grande Americano.
He has the same tattoo. Hey, Photoshop. I don't know what you're talking about.
Cappuccino, Frappuccino, Lakers and six.
It's Americano. It is espresso and hot water, medium.
Listen.
It was a fine match.
At the end of the day, who picked El Grande Americano to win here?
Yo, side duck having ass. It's crazy.
Was I the only one? I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm dead.
Yeah. Because I picked Ray just because I thought that we'd get an unmasking for like the comedy effect, but I didn't know he was
gonna actually win. Yeah. Nobody did. Everybody thought that he was gonna like lose, right?
Or get unmasked or something,
Yeah.
No, I saw a tweet, and I wish I remember the name, but it was like, isn't this funny? Because Chad went to, he went to Dom to get like this, teaching from Lucha Libre, and all of a sudden now they have a AAA deal, and we also get a Grande Americano. It's a lot. There's a lot cooking. Like, what if all this was to get AAA involved in the first place? Like, there's a lot of strings that they could attach if they want to, depending on how good the writers are.
I would. Oh, damn! Never mind. We already got that. Whoop! Can't say that. I was gonna say, like, I would love to see more of like a more aggressive, like, luchador like faction, similar to like that of like a Bloodline or something like that. But I was like, oh, we already have too many of those. We have LWO. We have Legado, to where Legado is the heel like faction, and I was like, well, damn, maybe we should just put more stock into Legado and making them more credible and whatnot. So never mind, scratch that idea.
Andrade is pulling Garza though.
He's been trying.
He's been tugging on the cloth the last like 3 weeks.
He's been trying.
It's gonna happen.
Tiffany versus Charlotte. My match of the night.
Really?
Dead ass?
I'm being dead ass.
Okay. All right.
I really enjoyed this match.
Okay.
Like, and I'll tell you why. Beautiful chaos. I don't think any of this was like going the way it was supposed to, but it turned out perfectly fine to me. I don't think like it wasn't slow. It wasn't like they were waiting to do like each other's spots. Like immediately after gate or out the gate, we get them just scrapping. I love that aspect of it. I love the aspect of you didn't really know who was supposed to be the babyface in this match. Like Tiffy's targeting like the knee in this match and whatnot. She's playing dirty.
She waited to target the knee though. She waited like 10 minutes. Like by the time she started targeting the knee, I was like, about time, but like because it's like and it took me a while to see the knee brace because I was watching the match and then like all of a sudden I was like, holy shit, Charlotte has that Stone Cold knee brace on. Like I didn't even see it. I wasn't even trying to make a joke because that's why I didn't post it, but. Yeah, no, it took her a while to target the knee brace. It wasn't until like Charlotte was like, "Oh, my knee hurts," and then she like finally did it. But I don't know if that's a heel tactic. To me, that's just being smart. You expose whatever your opponent's weakness is. If the star wide receiver on your opposite team goes down, or the star cornerback, and they put in a sub cornerback, you target that quarterback. Fuck that guy. I'm gonna just throw to him this entire time. So to me, that's not heel stuff. What is heel though is them both wearing the same. Charlotte is petty as hell. This is the second time she wore pink. They're essentially wearing the same fucking colors, just different shades. And I'm like, girl, you are so great. I loved it. I feel like, oh my bad.
We didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
The Barbie entrance, fire. The Mattel Barbie entrance was fucking gas. Charlotte's entrance was also gas.
Rolls Royce, Suicide Doors was happening.
Ooh, killing it, yo. Like I said before, I love this match. I think after Tiff got her teeth chipped, I think it was like, oh, fuck it, I'll be a heel. I thought she got busted open. I was like, damn, did Tiffy get busted? But I didn't see no blood like from leaking from the nose, from like
it was in her mouth.
Nothing like and then post match when she won, you see like, oh, her shit got chipped, and. That's what's happened. But
they fixed that shit so fast though. Like there's a possibility it might have been makeup, but also maybe they really just do have the best dentist back because like obviously we just saw a picture of her in the media scrum and that shit looks fixed already. So
just got it capped off. You know, maybe they found it. Maybe like that could be the case as well. But yeah, I love this match. It's beautiful chaos. I love the aggression in it. I had low expectations for this. This one kind of like exceeded my expectations. It was the best wrestling match. Was I entertained or sports entertained? Not really, but it was chaotic beauty to me.
Oh, is it me?
Yeah, I mean,
anybody.
The first like 5 to 6 minutes looked like when the older sister lets her younger brother play with her used Barbie dolls. It was just two blonde Barbies just beating each other up and smacking each other and running around the ring. I thought Charlotte was going to win. Shout out to her for doing business. People can't say she doesn't do business. Last two WrestleMania, she put Rhea over. She put Tiffany over. Hey, make the match interesting. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, no, it's funny because I almost tweeted, was like, this is like Britney Spears versus Sabrina Carpenter. It's like 2000s pop versus new pop, and I was like, fuck. But I think I know now that Tiffany won. I think I know what she needs. But before I talk about that, I just have you guys heard about how 23andMe is going bankrupt?
No.
Yeah, so they're going bankrupt. So a lot of people don't know what's happening with their DNA. And if I'm Tiffany, that means I'm going to get this new product that's with the Monday Night Wave, and it's called Bitch Be Gone, for when you need that bitch to be gone. And what that is that it is a human repellent from the same fired scientists of 23andMe. With just a little bit of your DNA, they make a special formula that repels everyone. Ladies, you sick of that coworker hitting on you? Use Bitch Be Gone and tell them to smell you later. Fellas, you got that sicko Uber driver stalking you and leaving bags of french fries at your door? Bitch, be gone. You probably wondering, I don't want to stink all day. Well, don't worry. They also make a neutralizing deodorant spray. And with a couple of sprays, the smell goes away. Use code WAV for 30% off of your first trial. And if you want a stronger repellent, a couple hair follicles, maybe some toenails, they'll get a Gucci for you. You won't have a single bitch around you. You'll be absolutely bitchless. So get Bitch Be Gone for when you want that bitch to be gone. And I think Tiffany needs that for herself.
Not an ad. And this nigga killed me when he clapped. Bitch be gone. Like you gotta start alluding to like tell us what the fuck is going on. This man went straight into an ad. And that's not a real ad. People don't use that, all right? Or else you gonna be bitch be gone.
It's real. It is real. Code WAV. That's right. Code WAV. 30% off your first trial.
Negative 30% off. We don't got nothing for you over there. You gonna send somebody else some money. Oh my god, man. Okay. Main event. Triple threat. Seth Rollins.
Woo.
CM Punk.
Woo.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
This is what the street's been waiting for. The block is hot over here.
Wait, okay, real quick, before we get into it. There was another really amazing triple threat match earlier today at Stand and Deliver. If you guys didn't watch Stand and Deliver,
I need to check that.
I didn't watch all of it. I woke up. I slept in a little bit, but I did watch the main event, and I watched a couple matches. But that was also amazing triple threat. This triple threat was also amazing. I just want to give a shout out to the earlier triple threat. Watch Stand and Deliver. The NXT people, they balled out for sure.
I think, side tangent, I think the reason why I like a lot of the NXT matches is because you can tell they are performing for their contract. Like they're performing for their opportunity. If that makes they're not taking any opportunity as I'm just here. You can tell they practice, they fucking put in the work, and they're executing their whole weekly regimen on these big moments. So shout out to the NXT talent for sure, because most of the matches I see from NXT, they be fucking balling. They really go crazy.
Yeah, the women's ladder match fire. But anyway, this triple threat. I'm sorry, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to the other one because we're about to get lost in the weeds in this one.
All right, it kicks off. Seth freaking Rollins comes out with a flamethrower in a black trash bag.
Black trash bag.
That sounds disrespectful.
I think he was a black rose. Either way, he was wearing black. Okay, all right. First, they was singing a song.
You want to take it over?
No, I don't want to take it over. I just want to take his entrance over.
You already here.
Right, just his entrance.
The nigga looked like Missy Elliott.
Boom, 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 boom.
Fire.
Super fly.
Has a Hollywood star. Also in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Missy Elliott, we love her. Came out with looking like Missy Elliott, had a flamethrower.
I can't stand Roman Reigns.
That's a good one.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
That's good.
That is amazing.
That is that was great.
And then we get a costume change mid-entrance. Fire.
Hold on, don't just jump like that. You got to talk about what I don't know. I thought something was wrong with my Peacock. The screen went black. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
If something's wrong with your Peacock, you need to take Long Richard. Put a Long Richard.
No. The triple threat, my nigga. The triple threat.
Oh, okay.
We're not talking about nobody's subscription, all right? No matter how long or how short it is, okay? We are talking about the triple threat.
Well, if you want to last longer, Long Richard. Code WAV. Same active ingredients as Cialis and Viagra.
No. The entrance, nigga. The entrance.
Okay. To DT's point, the screen goes black for a minute, but you can hear the people in the background singing. So it's like, okay, what's happening? And then boom, he's in all white on some Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker shit. Iced out, drip down, drip God, Seth freaking Rollins. But yeah,
this is the first sign that he was on bullshit. This is how I knew, okay, he's probably winning this.
Really?
I knew. Yes.
Based off the entrance, because CM Punk's entrance is fucking like.
No. That nigga came out in the godly white. I thought about the Messiah. Yeah. I was like, it's GG's. This is GG's, nigga. This nigga went Dante's Inferno. Good luck. Anywho, we get Roman's entrance. Roman comes out with
Anyway, that was it.
Well, no, you can take over your bands. I mean,
Pause.
No.
Yo, mans.
It's crazy. Anyway, Came out in the Jordan 11 Concord wrestling boots.
I didn't see that.
I want y'all to know it was made by the same individual. I sent a text. I said, Concords, huh? He just sent back a 1, threw the ones up in the chat. And that was cool. Cool little aesthetic.
That's fire.
Yeah.
That's fire.
And he had the matching the gloves, matching gauntlets.
Gloves,
yeah.
yep.
He had the Oreo, the Oreo look. It was nice.
Yeah. It was cool entrance. Cool entrance. Walks down, does his thing. Acknowledge the tariff chief. You know what I'm saying? And then that man, Charles Montgomery, came in a hoodie.
Yeah, he came in the hoodie with the actual band Living Color performing, which was really fucking solid.
Really cool. Really dope as hell.
Yeah.
If the rumors that I know are true, if they are true, then they're performing the recreated version of like the song. So all the proceeds, all the money goes to them directly.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when Punk first came back, they re-recorded the song, which I just love that in general. That's the music head of me, like taking care of like the artist. That money's not going to no label, that's going straight to them black men and whatnot. I saw a lot of people confused when they put that black band on stage. They're like, they were black?
Yeah, it's like you guys had years to catch up on this.
My girl said she was like, she thought it was a cover band.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Cover band.
They performed that song.
They couldn't get the real ones out there.
They performed that song in living color, like the actual show. Yeah, So they remastered it. I want to say it was in 2023 because that's the one I recently downloaded. Yeah, that's the remaster. Like the last gym day I was in, I played that a lot. That and the Hurt Syndicate song. I really do love Punk's like Living Color. Like that song is really fucking good, especially knowing that it's made by black talent. Like.
It's in my top 5 for theme songs.
It's a really good thing.
It's in my top 5.
It's a really good thing.
It's in my top 5.
I don't know if it's in my top 5, but goddamn it, I really do love that song.
I gotta go through a list. We should go back to the questions.
Redo it, because DT was
re-rank our themes. Yeah. We'll work on that. But he shows up with the yellow gear, the yellow tights or suspenders or whatever. From here, I was too busy taking notes. So all I caught was Seth and Punk in the trash can spot. So I don't know exactly how the match started.
Damn, nigga, you missed a lot then. You missed
nigga,
7 minutes.
I had to prepare for the pod. Somebody got to get the news and everything ready. While y'all motherfuckers enjoying shit, somebody got to do something. All right, so tell me how the first half of the match went.
Tell me who she was.
Nigga, damn, help me, nigga.
DT, you go for it, bro.
Y'all gonna hate me because I don't even remember how this motherfucker started.
Oh, nobody did anything.
No, I just remember they were standing in the ring. CM Punk rolls out of the ring, and it's Seth and Roman going back and forth. And Seth is like, "We could just get rid of him. We just got all you get. Just fucking let's just get rid of him. Let's just get rid of him, and then me and you we could do this later. But we could just get rid of him." And of course, Roman's like, "Yeah. You're right." I'm like, "Oh shit, okay." Smack the shit out of Seth. I'm like, "God damn."
Yeah, the uppercut, the smoking uppercut thing he does.
How did the stairs get involved? Because when I came back,
which stairs?
So
the steel steps.
I think who got thrown into those steps? Roman. Roman's always that's his spot.
Yeah, that's what it was. Roman got hit into the steel steps, and that's when he went into the crowd. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's his spot. He's the one that that's the bump that he likes to take. Like throw me into the stairs, and I'll explode him.
I can sell this one really good.
Yeah,
and then after he took that stairs bump, that's when CM Punk and Seth start fighting to the back, and that's when the trash cans start coming involved.
Mm-hmm.
Which we got it.
And a stanchion.
Yeah.
Shout out to Seth Rollins.
Yeah,
Seth Rollins grabbed the stanchion. Hit that nigga in the back of the quad.
Yeah.
Pow! Right in the hamstring.
Yeah, I was like, where you pick that damn thing up?
Somebody was like, yo, Punk can't take somebody's expensive ass chair and then start smacking niggas with it. Like, you don't pay premium price for that goddamn WrestleMania chair.
No,
really use it as a prop.
That's dope. Just make sure I get my chair back. This is the chair that Seth got
Yeah.
hit with.
Yeah. And it's dented. It's going to be dented. Yeah, no, yeah. That's selling on eBay, baby.
With that chair.
Hell yeah, bro. No, hit this nigga with that chair, but just make sure it come back.
It come back to me.
I paid $20,000 for this seat. I need that.
Mhm.
That's on eBay tonight. 100,000. Nigga, let's go. Okay, from there, like we see that like there's a moment where Punk is mocking the ooh-ah chant, which I thought was crazy. He's like, it didn't look good, and it made me realize that only Roman can pull that shit off. Like, don't put CM Punk in the corner and heel and start like hyping up for the Superman punch. The Doomsday clothesline was fire. Yeah, like even though it wasn't accidental. That shit was fucking dope.
Yeah, no, there was a point. There was a point in time where I was like, Seth is taking a lot of fucking offense because there was like
that was my
like.
That's how I know he was gonna win.
Because
there
was a point in time where Punk was controlling both of them, beating their ass. Then like Roman was controlling both of them. We got a nice ass spear. I mean, we got a lot of finishers in this match. A lot of cool ass ones. But yeah, there was a point in time I was like, fuck, bro, I need something to get off. Like this motherfucker's getting his ass whooped right now.
Oh, he got off all right.
Yeah, no, eventually.
It's crazy. That spear into the pedigree.
Oh man, that's my favorite spot that they do. Like that's how you know they're wrestling soulmates, and they're like every time they do that spot, it fucking hits. And this one, it fucking hit, and then like after that, he instantly goes into a curb stomp, a 2 count, and it's like I knew that wasn't the end of the match, but it was one of those counts where it was like. That could be it. Like there was a lot of ones where it's like, all right, you got me. Like there was, that pedigree was fucking fire.
Gas.
We got some cool ass GTSs too. You break it down. I didn't.
We did some GTSs. We got the moment in the ring where Seth is talking to Roman, and he's like, "No, it's us. We can take him out. Like, look at me. You know, you can't." Like, he's telling him that. Let's go and be the Shield again. You know, we can. We still got it.
He almost got me.
He almost got me.
Yeah, he got me too.
The second time, yeah, he was like, "Yeah, you're right." He was like, "Pick him up." I was like, "Oh yeah." Man,
same fucking uppercut, bro. And I'm like, and I instantly skated. I was like, "This nigga is hard headed, bro. Like, you do not listen, and that's why you took this. Roman is hard headed, bro. Hard headed as fuck."
The Shield. Oh, shut up, nigga. We ain't doing no shit no more. I'm the tribal chief.
But what he does after that is fucking fire because he hypes Seth up, thinking we gonna get the Shield power bomb. Does the little uppercut chin slap or whatever you want to call it. Power bombs CM Punk through a table. Then power bombs Seth through a table, and I'm like, oh, this nigga is different. Then he instantly throws Seth into the fucking ring, hit him with a spear, and I'm like, that's fucking it. And then. Kick out at 2, and I was like, "Oh my!" Like, bro, he powerbombed both of them through a table, instantly threw him in, hit him with a spear. Like, I was like, "All right, like this match is already heat,
And I would have been cool with it. At that point, I was like, "Okay, this is how it's gonna go down. Cool." He done powerbombed 2 niggas through the table. Like that shit was fucking fire.
Yep.
But from there, it does not end. We see that after he kicks out and whatnot, he spears Seth. Seth kicks out. Paul Heyman's over there looking like he having contractions. He about to like pass out. I don't know what the hell's going on with Paul. He's doing a little too much for me. And I realized that, okay, well, you know, Punk's favor was that. It was representation. Roman is pissed off or whatever. Seth still needs a favor. So I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? We see that Paul Heyman grabs a chair. He grabs a chair. He's looking like he's going to decide between Punk and Roman, and he ends up sliding the chair to Roman, or slides the chair to Punk. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
Roman looks at him in like disgust, like, "Oh, it's like that." Okay. As Punk goes to hit Roman with the chair, we get a nice little chop block to the knee. Oh my God, Paul Heyman's back with the Tribal Chief. Oh,
no, not a chop block to the knee. He punched that nigga in the nuts.
I thought he punched Roman in the nuts.
He jacked Roman off.
He hit Roman in the dick.
CM Punk in the nuts.
And then he hit CM Punk right in the tank.
Yeah,
okay, so
low blows
to Punk.
And then, cool. And that nigga was real handsy with Roman. That was a little different.
I mean, he was hanging different. That's it. That's Roman.
Hey, yo, man, what the fuck? Now, we play the pause game a lot, nigga. But goddamn, that was egregious.
Hey, bro.
That's a technical foul, nigga.
I guess.
Stop. Hey, coach, call a timeout. Get this nigga out the game.
I guess.
That is a flag. That is a penalty. 4th and 15.
We're different.
Start to play over
We're
again.
different pants, bro. Some niggas, there's some people who are not allowed to wear sweatpants. He wasn't allowed to wear those.
Hey, we don't have to go. We don't.
We talk
We
about
don't.
Okay,
We don't have to do all that, bro. That's crazy.
I do. Just so we stay on track. Just so we stay on track.
We didn't have to do none of that.
I do want to say, I thought this was going to be a callback to when Heyman threw the belt in the ring and was like, "You know what to do." I thought he was going to throw the chair in the ring in between both of them and say, "You know what to do." I think I posted it on Blue Sky and Twitter, and that didn't happen. So they didn't do the callback there. It was straight him giving the chair to Punk, which was a prediction by Hero.
Thank you. That's all I wanted.
And then, I mean, as long as you acknowledge that
you had the favor. I called the chair spot. Like I said, I just wanted to have credit on the
favor. I had the favor and the winner of this match.
Well, I mean, I also had the winner. Anyway, I just wanted my credit on the group project.
Y'all niggas, we finished the goddamn topic.
Yes.
Yes, you are right, and you are right.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are him, and you are him too. Like, okay.
Thank you. I just want credit. Shit.
All right. Anyway. So, after 5 years, you would think when there's a chair involved or there's multiple people in the ring, you would think a nigga would learn to just like get rid of all the chairs just everywhere and stop turning your back to people. Like, how do you keep doing the same thing? It's the same thing.
It's because he's hard-headed.
And it's not like this is a booking issue. I don't mind this being his weakness. It's like legitimately, like if you are this smart and cunning and elaborate and manipulative and all these other things, you would think by the second time a nigga put a chair in your back, you would just stop turning your back to niggas. To me, logically, if a nigga hit me in the back with a chair twice, where's the chair? I'm gonna throw the chair in the stands and then come back to the ring. I'm gonna put the chair under the ring and then come back into the ring. Like this, no chairs, my nigga. No chairs.
No chairs. That's how I like.
I'm gonna pull a Hero. I'm gonna pull a Hero. Like, nigga, there is screens everywhere. You could see this chair coming, nigga. Like, you ain't gotta be oblivious, but nigga, you looking at the direction of the biggest fucking like jumbotron. But move out the goddamn way.
But see, I'm gonna say no because when he get locked in, you don't see Roman look anywhere else. Like, there's other wrestlers you'll see look at the Titantron. Like even Seth, when as Roman was picking the chair up, you can see Seth look up and glance at like waiting for Paul Heyman to do the low blow. Like you can see Seth look up and glance so he can get
that was
the
a dope
right.
shot. Yeah, I did like that.
Roman doesn't like, and maybe that's just because he know he's supposed to get hit in the back with a chair, but he doesn't. You don't ever see him look at a Titantron or anything like that. Mm-hmm. So I'll give him that. But dog,
well,
it's a character.
Let's finish it out.
It's a character.
So he low blows Punk. He ends up, or Heyman low blows Punk. He then ends up low blowing Roman. Chair drops, and we see that he hands the chair directly to Seth freaking Rollins. Right. Mm-hmm. At this point, you ever watch like one of them detective movies and like you figure out who the bad guy was, but it's way too fucking late? Like you really figured out and looked through all the pieces of everything, all the evidence come flashing back to you. That's how it was for me. And I was like, oh, this man Seth is fucking conniving. Point the finger at everybody else, but knowing damn well I got to deflect so y'all don't know what the fuck I'm up to.
Yeah.
Y'all, I'm not going to have y'all look at me. No, don't look at me. I'm Seth. I'm trying to save this company, but deep down, fuck all y'all niggas. I want this spot. Right?
Okay. No one crashes out 1 week. No one. this never happens in real life. No one displays emotional erraticness one week, and then you see them the next week, and they're totally stoic and totally fine.
It's fine.
And they have not had a plan. The whole it's not a thing.
This nigga is
the architect,
a variant of Joker.
Thinking
all the alarms should have gone off in everybody's head when he was like, "Hey, I'm just here to see what's happening."
He said he had a plan. Everything he said, also everything Cody said 2 years ago panned out. As far as Cody said to Roman, as far as losing your cousins, and then eventually losing yada yada. Everything Cody said panned out.
And then when you have no belt, you're not a winner. He's gonna leave you. Yeah,
right. I just wanted to state that part too, because like people forget about it. But as far as Seth, the last few promos, he said all this shit when he was talking to Heyman the other week. He made it very plain and clear, bro. Like, these motherfuckers don't care about you, bro. Like, one dude left, you didn't answer your calls. The other dude is only hitting you up because he's back.
Come fuck with your boy. I've been here.
You owe me a favor now.
I've been trying to save WWE.
We dress nice over here.
I could have killed.
He wear Jordans. I wear Prada. Look at me and him. We different. He wear gloves to wrestle. Do I wear gloves to wrestle? No, because I'm the goddamn Messiah. Come over here. Fuck with the God. Basically, that's exactly what happened.
He used to wear gloves, but yeah, I feel it.
Not like. It is genius. I love the way this turned out. Like the thought of Seth Rollins being a Paul Heyman guy
is great.
It's great, bro.
For Seth Rollins.
I'm indifferent on it. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Please. Because we want to hear what you think about it.
Yeah, for sure.
I think, and this is not to toot my own horn, but I'm gonna toot my own horn. It makes the most sense. It makes the most sense because if you think about, and I literally just had this interaction on the internet. If you think about the people that are involved in this storyline, there's nothing that CM Punk can do in the WWE universe where he is going to get booed. They spent 5 years building Roman up to turn him back face. They're not going to, he might teeter the line. He might show characteristics of things that never changed, but he doesn't have the grip on the company like he has had over the last 5 years. He has taken a lot more losses than we've seen him take over this time. He has been made at some points a sympathetic figure. For Seth, this makes perfect sense in terms of changing his character and making him like the next villain. Paul Heyman has never, to my knowledge, so correct me if I'm wrong, Paul Heyman has never been a face. Like, people like the other, was it 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago, he was, maybe in the last 2 weeks, they were cheering him, and I was like, oh, that's odd. Like, the fans were cheering Paul Heyman. Like, normally they do his entrance. Hi, everyone. My name is Paul Heyman, blah, blah, blah. Ladies and gentlemen, whatever. But then he was talking and people were cheering while he was talking. That's not a spot you want Paul Heyman's character to be in because he's always been a heel. So the next best thing is to elevate Seth because the other two are not going to be, they're not going to be heels. It's just, it's not going to be the way it is. So to create the next big heel or the next person, the next guy, it had to be Seth from that standpoint. And I think it's great for him. Does he change his clothes? Maybe, maybe not. But he should keep his music. I would hope to see like a more vicious side of him if he's going to be a heel, more conniving, more manipulative, more masterminding, more all of those things. Who does he go after now? Because if he does go after Jey, since you said the winner of this match was going to go after that belt, he can get his belt back. But it's not going to happen because Roman isn't going to let that happen, which is only going to make Roman more of a face. So who does he go after, Mr. Heroic Rager? Mr. Sexy Ass Lottery.
Before you answer that, you didn't see Seth as the Messiah, did you? Like where he was playing like the heel.
Me? No.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Okay. Go ahead, Hero.
Okay. Fuck. Okay. Shit. All right. So to answer the question real quick, where does he go? I'm not sure. Right now, I have to let this play out. I did say that like he might go after Jey at some point, but I don't know if it's going to be like instantly. There's already speculations that he might interfere with the Cody thing tomorrow. We'll see. I don't know. So I have a hard time answering that question. As far as what you said about Roman, to me, he's not a babyface. He was a babyface when he like first returned during SummerSlam, but he's not he's not done anything babyface-ish. Like again, he still never apologized. He said yeet, but he's still the same dude. Like he literally pushed Heyman the other week. Like he's not a babyface. He's very much still a tweener. You do feel some sympathy because he got betrayed, but also at the same time, since he's never technically made amends, in my opinion, like you can only feel so much sympathy if you've been paying attention, because again, like he's still never like really made amends with anybody. Like he's still getting everything he wants. He's still been getting everything he wants. He got screwed. He got screwed over, but that doesn't instantly like to me. It doesn't instantly still make him a babyface. Like he's still been an asshole.
Real quick, just to clarify my babyface, how the crowd is reacting to him.
Right.
We've already gone over the fact that he has acknowledged, no pun intended, that nothing for him has changed. Yeah. He is still the same person. He said that back in October. Like that, the character itself has said that.
Right.
But the reaction from the fans would indicate that they perceive him as a good guy. They don't perceive him as the megalomaniac he's been over the last 5 years. Well, so that's where I'll let you.
Well, that's what makes this particular triple threat very interesting. Lorne and I talked about it last week, but it was before you joined. But it's like the difference between this triple threat and the women's triple threat is like Io gets praise, Rhea gets praise, Bianca's the only one getting booed, even though she's completely in the right. And in the men's triple threat, like everyone is still super cool. Like it doesn't matter what happens. Like no one is getting booed. Like Seth will stomp out Roman and CM Punk. People will still sing his song. CM Punk and GTS, both of them, they're gonna chant CM Punk. And then like you said, they brought the Roman Reigns chant from Europe, and doesn't matter what he did. Like so, like I would say like this was one of the reasons this triple threat was so important, besides them telling us it was important, but it was like these are three megastars and like none of them are getting booed. Like they're still getting, like even with the turn, people were still singing Seth's song. Like he wasn't being booed. Like these particular three characters, everyone still likes them for whatever reason. And that makes it more interesting. And that makes like what we're going to see play out. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know what's going to play out. But the reason we talked about this a minute ago, and I think it was just DT and I off air, but I didn't necessarily, the internet hyped this possibility up like a month ago. I didn't care for it only because I don't think Seth needs to be a Heyman guy. Like the way Seth's character has been portrayed the last like year and a half, he doesn't necessarily need it. Like he was very adamant on not joining War Games he's trying to right all these wrongs. He's trying to be a face. The way that they did play it out, though, it makes me curious. So I'm willing to let it play out. But I don't think they needed Seth could have still got this win and not have him be aligned with Heyman. I think you could have still had the story play out without that them like being together. But now I'm curious to see what happens when they are together. And another reason I didn't think it was going to happen is because after the IWC was like, oh, this is going to happen. The last like 2-3 weeks, they started like kind of laying it really thick. And I was like, all right, this is a little kind of obvious that they're going to fucking join sides. And they did it anyway. But the way that they did it, it still played out masterfully. The match was still great. This is literally cinema. Everyone's talking about it. The match was great. I don't think it was necessary, but I'm fine with it.
Let me ask you this, and this is for both of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
It's a two-parter. The first part is there any way for Heyman to justify I didn't pick a side, or I picked a side by not picking either one of these sides, and I picked a different side? So both of you can't say, both meaning CM Punk and Roman, you can't say that I betrayed either of you because I just stuck up for myself. That's one. The second part for both of you is, do you think, and this is like stepping back from a booking standpoint, do you think this is a case of let's see how far we can push Seth's character to see how the fans react, because they know they have this problem of they have 3 top guys and none of them are being perceived or seen in as a heel. So the character who we can do the most with might just be Seth.
Oh,
those are my 2 parts.
One, with the Paul Heyman aspect, yes, Paul Heyman could be like, you guys maybe choose. However, I think the angle Paul Heyman's going to play is that y'all got me messed up. I'm the one who brings the winners. I'm the one that, pushes the CM Punks, the Brock Lesnar's, pushes, Roman Reigns to these heights, right? All your success is based off of me. You forgot who I am. I choose who I want to be, not the other way around. Also, being abused by the people that he usually is the wise man for or the manager for. In this situation, being abused by like Roman think that like life is just sweet and he ain't got to do nothing because Paul Heyman has to do everything. Also, you left Paul Heyman in some pretty fucked up positions. The bloodline, he had to kind of like work his way out of that. Actually, he didn't get worked his way out. He got powerbombed through a table and you were nowhere to be found. For CM Punk, it was like, you just came here and thought that like, oh, my favorite is you. Like, you control me. Like, no. Mm-hmm. You were old. You were stupid. I'm going with the smart man. Could be the way you can play it. As far as like the idea of pushing Seth to the brink of no return with like this heel aspect, you might be right. I think Seth is the more believable heel because people love Punk and Roman too fucking much. Punk, I don't see becoming a heel because of fanfare. Roman, his heelness is tied to the usage of people around him. You hate him because like, damn, Bloodline's coming to finish this match. They're coming to save. Like, they're always here, right? And also, I think the crowd naturally just wants to cheer for Roman anyway. Like, when he comes back and he plays like the heel or whatever, he pops at SummerSlam, people are just naturally going to like cheer for him. Seth is the only one that can like fully go heel and then go babyface a year or 2 later, and it's no fucking problem. Like, he just plays the role really well. He's kind of like Kevin Owens, right? Like one of those guys where like you can just be whatever we need you to be, and you don't lose any stock, and fans don't like hate you for you doing you. Because honestly, kind of justified. People, just as much as people hate or people like Seth or CM Punk and Roman, they also hate them too. Like that's just the realistic fact of it. Yeah, I think to answer your question, yes, I do think Seth will be pushed to that brink of heel because he can come back from it. I don't think the other two can come back.
I gotta let it play out in the sense that, like, I don't know how heel they'll try to go, because he was technically, according to the internet, he was already the 3rd man out. He was the least popular person. He was the person who was not going to win, more than likely going to take the pin. So the fact that they did this is semi-shocking, because also it was semi-theorized that this might happen. I don't know. I know we got to figure out what happens tomorrow and then see what they say on Monday. But even though he turned, like, they were still singing a song. Like, I don't know if they're going to be able to do anything to get him booed.
So real quick, the 2 things are additionally. One, who took the pin this match? And this is not like a trick question. I did ask
Roman.
Okay. Secondly, and I think that's fair. He can take. He's had his fair share of wins. He can take a few.
Which he doesn't show up. He doesn't show up often, and that's not a slight. But he doesn't show up often, so that's like, yeah.
And it works for the babyface aspect. Like, this guy got pinned. People are going to want to cheer for him to get his lick back.
Yeah.
Second thing is, the singing his song is such an over gimmick that, like, whenever we go to Raw, I'm hoping he's there just because it's the same thing as yeeting. Like, I hope he's there because I want to do this in a stadium or an arena full of people. Yeah. I want to hear how it sounds in real life with people around me. So I don't think that determines whether or not like he'll be a heel, because the song thing to me is just fire. Like it to me it's just fire. Like there's no explanation for it. I think you can still be a heel and do bad shit, and people are still gonna do it because that's the trademark of Seth Rollins. I can't see him getting booed from actions if his music is playing, because he's like, people are trained to sing his song, which is why I'm asking, like, how far do you think they believe they can push it? Like that's the crux of the question.
They can push it because it's Seth. Like he's going to be able to like do this. He's done it before. Blonde streak Seth, Messiah Seth. Like he's been here before. Like he always strives as a heel. I think he's a way better heel than a babyface or a face to me.
I think we live in an age, and you can look at every promotion for this. I think we live in an age where heels are very cool, and it depends on what kind of heel you are. And like, I don't know if Seth could be the kind of heel that's ever going to necessarily incite a boo, but who knows? Because like fucking SmackDown, they booed Cody for whatever reason. He won them back, which was amazing promo. Like he won them back instantly, but it's depending on the city, depending on the crowd. It honestly depends on how they're going to react to the talent. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think Seth is going to be booed anytime soon. I can say that.
What? Go ahead.
No, finish it out.
What is? I'm giving you the pin. Yes, you, Mr. Sexy Ass Slaughter. I'm giving you the pin. What are you having him do this next Monday? Because he's probably going to come out first. What's the plan? Don't say I'm a little play out. Well, this is the let's.
I feel like it. I want to give you an answer, but I feel like we got to watch night 2 first, because a part of me feels like he might be a part of the Cody stuff. If he's not, if he's not at all, then yeah, I want to hear an explanation about why all of a sudden you and Heyman are aligned. Because I don't think they need each other. Like Heyman benefits because he's a good schemer, he's a good planner, and now you're tied up with someone who's a good schemer and a good planner. So now you have just two thinking niggas who can like, like you got two Riddlers on the team essentially. So like I'm very curious to see how this dynamic plays out. You know, like
it reminds me of like Invincible with the two twins, like twin scientists.
Oh yeah,
two big bulky blue scientists.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, no, I can see that. And it's like, and they always argue, like they get shit done, but they always fucking argue. But it's like you're the twin. I'm not the twin. You're the twin. I'm smarter. Like
I'm smarter than you. No, you're not.
I feel like you're dealing with two, like, because again, Seth is a fucking architect, and you got Paul Heyman, like, and usually he's tied to people besides Punk. He's usually tied to people who are just muscle. Like, I'm just here to get shit done. You know, like yeah.
You're backing out of the scenario.
You're the booker. You're H.
What do you think? I'm giving you the pin.
What do I
So
do?
whatever you want to happen or you think is going to happen, I want to hear it.
Do it.
Okay, you set up the rubber match with him and Punk. You got to give Seth the win on this one because Punk won his feud with Drew. So I would say you set up the win with him and Punk, which sets up, assuming Seth wins, it sets up Seth probably going after Jey, and that's when Roman returns. But also Roman and Punk still have some beef to finish too. As of right now, I would say you set up the third match with Seth and Punk. You set that up for Backlash. Heyman's in Seth's corner. Somehow Seth gets this win. And then after that, you slowly set him up to go after Jey. Then eventually Roman will intervene. As of right now, that's the only thing I can think of. After night 2, I would have a different strategy.
Quick question for DT, and I got another question. We'll get out of here. Is Roman taking a hiatus? Will we not see Roman on Backlash? We see him in SummerSlam. Like, do you think Roman takes another break?
Are you giving me the pin, or you're asking me what I think they will do?
No, I'm just asking you.
He can't. I don't think he can take a break yet. If he takes a break, it has to be, in my mind, it has to be between whatever PLE is in June and Money in the Bank. If there is a break that he takes, maybe 4 weeks. But right now you can't take a break. Because you got to get your lick back. You have nothing at this point. You can't just run away and cower. You have nothing. And you can't go pick on somebody else. You have nothing. So character-wise, we seen him on social media talking about how he had a vice grip on the company and he was a helping hand and he shouldn't have let go and da-da-da-da-da. Cool. Like, you don't have the belt anymore. There's not a need to prolong the title reign, because that's part of the reason what was helping him prolong the title reign was because he wasn't defending it, wasn't in matches, so the days just stacked up. It's no disrespect, no slight. It's just literally what it was. But at this point, you're not protecting a current reign. You have lost your wise man. You've lost everything. Your little cousin got the big belt on one brand. Another cousin just got another belt on the other brand. You got to figure some shit out. And even if it's not about a belt and it's just about getting your revenge, that's where he needs to be focused at.
All right.
They call it backlash for a reason. So
Right.
I'm gonna close it out with this question here. Cinematics involved, like, we've seen some pretty dope shit in the past like couple months. Who had the better heel turn, Cena or Seth?
I don't think Seth is a heel turn yet.
Well, Well, let me rephrase that. Who had the better, like, cinematic production for the heel turn? Did you prefer the Heyman hand of the chair, or did you prefer the neck, two fingers across the neck for the heel turn? Which one did you like more or better than the other?
I'm gonna go with Cena as well, just because it's no one expected that at like whatsoever. Yeah. There wasn't even like,
and we wanted it. Pause.
Yeah, there was like even fucking like Rhea 37609 didn't suspect that Cena was going to her heel at Elimination Chamber. So
the shock value of Cena's was just like,
it was the shock value. It was like, oh, this is finally happening, and oh, we got blood. Like there was a lot of layers to it. Like there's layers to what happened tonight as well, and it's not that it's not good, but again, I don't know if it's I wouldn't say it's a full heel turn yet, because what Seth is doing, he thinks he's doing completely right. Like if you listen to his promos, like he's like, just this.
I'm protecting the company.
Yeah, this last Friday, which was a master promo in my opinion, is like, or even the promo before that is like, if you have a company full of Romans, you have niggas who don't show up, blah blah blah. If you have a company full of punks, you have people who just take the ball, go home. But if you have a company full of me, you got people who fucking carry this company on their back. They'll show up even if they knees on one ligament, and they'll still put somebody over, yada yada. So, I want to go through these questions. I just think we got to wait after night 2.
Fair.
And then we'll, I don't know. I feel like we can ask these same questions like at least in the next 3 weeks, and all the answers might be slightly different based off of the next couple shows. But
I will go ahead, DT.
I wanna just point out a couple things, because I like you get rewarded for paying attention to all the content. All the content does not or is not limited to just what you see on TV. These wrestlers, entertainers, they go on interviews in character, and if you are paying attention to the interviews, they will give you a look into their process in the interviews. Rollins has had multiple interviews in the last 2 to 3 weeks where the interviewer has asked him specifically about him either turning heel or joining The Rock. And he has, in various ways, either said, I'm not above selling my soul.
I will sacrifice.
Which is part of the reason. Why Hero is saying, let's wait till night 2. Right? I'm not above selling my soul. And he says he believes in sacrificing for the company. And sometimes to do that, you gotta do some shit. So the other thing to point out is night 1 had the most matches. Night 2 is only 5 matches, which means that we know something is happening post-match, or for the finish for night 2. So I like the idea of waiting to see if Seth shows up and he's that last guy that The Rock puts his finger up for, or whatever the fuck. Pretty much everybody that is smart wants Cena to win. So that's it. I'm just saying, like, you'll be rewarded for like paying attention to the content. I know there's a lot of interviews, there's a lot of wrestling content in all these different places. But if there's a particular character that you align with, you like, or believe in their storyline, whatever the case, when they do these interviews, they are giving you a peek behind the curtain in the best way possible without spoiling the storyline. The information is there should you choose to look for it. That's me. That's it.
All right, closing out here. I'm gonna shut it down. First thought: do we have any pictures of Seth Rollins and then in the back just carrying Cross? Where is carrying Cross in this? Okay, so
that happened in June, and he was talking to Sammy, and that was right when this theory started, and I pointed it out to Hero, and Hero was like, "Nah, bro, he better not. I don't want to see that." It's so yes,
long game.
There is a legitimate
slow cooker.
There is a legitimate picture.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, Cross. He literally retweeted it tonight. So if you go to his page, you can see it.
Okay, cool.
And he was like,
perfect.
I saw this all along.
Trying to tell you.
This is what I've been telling you.
That shit was in June, though. That was a whole year ago, my nigga.
Man, that's because
hey, I love Cross though.
You get rewarded
4K
for paying attention. Yep. That's, you know what I'm
saying. You had said like tomorrow's only 5 matches. I think there was going to be 6. Randy's doing something at Mania.
Oh yeah, no, he's fighting something.
I don't know if
I thought that was one of the 5.
I don't know if they put that down.
Okay, so all right.
But Randy's fighting somebody.
Fuck. Okay, so you got AJ Logan, you got the women's triple threat,
right.
You got the main event. Oh gosh, what else? You got the Fatal 4-Way.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's 4.
And then is it just Randy?
No, so you got Cena, Cody.
Yep.
Bianca, Io, Rhea.
Mm-hmm.
Fatal 4-Way.
Mm-hmm.
And then AJ and Logan.
And
that's 4
and
matches.
then Randy,
that makes 5.
Open challenge. Is that?
And today was like 7 matches. So that's what I'm saying. Like, there's whatever is happening for that Cena. Cody match.
Women's tag. So
yeah, women's tag.
So 6.
Yeah.
So
okay.
6. So we get 6.
Okay.
We get 6.
Still one less match.
Priest and Drew.
Oh yeah, 7. Okay, yeah.
Oh shit, that is tomorrow. Okay, then yeah, never mind.
7.
Our we gotta update our match card. Our match card doesn't have all the matches, so we'll put out another one tomorrow, I guess. But yeah,
I could.
There's 7 matches for tomorrow, and Randy is added as
it's open
the 6th
challenge.
match. So
okay.
So we're good. We're good.
I was wrong. That's all good. Hey, niggas be wrong.
But to be fair, like the matches and everything today, like it didn't feel like my time was being wasted. Like they didn't go over, they didn't overstay. Like we got at it at like a solid 8:30. That's a 4.5 hour show. I'm good to go. So I'm not really complaining about that.
I thought night 1 was good. I saw a lot of complaints on the internet. And I was like, this was just it's very similar to what we were talking about with Dynasty, even though we didn't post it. It was just like, it just, there was a lot of comments. It was like, this felt like a long Raw. And I'm kind of on the fence with that because there was a lot of cool match. Like I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence with that. I don't want to say it was a long Raw, but I would also agree that there were some matches, like maybe 2 or 3, that didn't have to be on Mania per se. But yeah, no, I thought night one was fine. I thought night one was fine.
Let's close it out with a number. Put a number on it. Out of 5, what are we at
For night one?
For night one,
I will go a 4. Easy 4.
I'll do a 3.5 or 3.8. I'd say 3.5. To me, this was a 2.5 match show.
Okay, I'm gonna go 3 out of 5. And I don't think the price of the tickets were worth night one. That sounds fucked up. I'm sorry, but I don't think 10 bands was worth night one. But overall, still enjoyed the show. I thought it was fucking dope. But we're gonna get out of here. We got night 2 on the rise. I expect that one to be dramatic, you know. I don't know how we're gonna do the posting of like night 2. We may be on the lookout for night 2, people. Just be if you made it this far, be on the lookout. You may got some extra content coming. We'll see. But yeah, we're gonna get out of here. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for checking us out. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify.
If you listen on Spotify, please give a rating. It's real quick. Just be like, yo, these guys are cool. These guys suck. Whatever. Just give a rating. A rating helps, honestly.
Yeah, it goes a long way, people. Communicate with us on Blue Sky or Twitter, Instagram. We definitely we respond back. We reply back. It's actually really fun. Like so on Blue Sky, everybody's talking about Mania, and we get some pretty like funny like comments and quotes and shit like that. But yeah, we're gonna get out of here. It's been real. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Too sweet.
Believe in the wave.